Okay, so I'm going to give you my AMC price prediction based on some machine learning algorithm that we're going to make real quick using historic data that you're looking at from AMC. This is every minute of AMC price action since 2014. We have a total of 1,191,370 or 327 rows in this data set, and I will include this in the GitHub description below, so you can go and download this data set and look at it for yourself if you'd like to do that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take an AMC deep dive. Let's take a look. So this data set spans from September 10th, 2014 to August 31st, 2023. So here are the key statistics for today's data, August 31st. As far as volume, the average volume today is approximately 47,727 with a high standard deviation of about 91,883. The max volume reached today is 887,434. The closing price average today is approximately $12.98 with a standard deviation of 35 cents. The range of closing price today is between $12.55 and $14.27. The average high price is approximately $13.01 with a standard deviation of 0.37 cents. The low price is approximately $12.96 with a standard deviation of 34 cents. And if you want to pause this and read over the key statistics for today, you're welcome to do that. I'm not going to go over these in fine detail. Here's this same stuff on a visual chart. The data is really fine. So the timestamps at the bottom, just ignore that, but look at the overall data as a whole. This is the average price change rate by time of day and the average volume change rate by time of day. So as you can see, early in the morning is when you get the price change, and then it kind of flattens out throughout the rest of the day. And then average volume, well, it looks pretty standard: open, middle of the day, repo time, closing time. And what this is, again, the average price change rate by time of day is showing fluctuations in the average price change rate throughout the trading day. Some time periods show higher volatility, which could be of interest for trading. Average volume change rate by time of day. Similarly, the volume change rate also shows varying levels of activity throughout the day. These patterns could potentially help in predicting the most likely upcoming times for significant trading activity. For example, you could focus on times where there are peaks in the average price or volume change rates, as these could be the most active trading periods based on this historical data. Now we're going to try and predict a forward-looking date for movement. Now I know, no dates, but hey, why not? So to do this, to predict a forward-looking date for expected activity that could result in a price increase for the stock, we can use a combination of historical trends and current statistics. And we're going to do this in 4 ways. We're going to do seasonal decomposition, which we're going to decompose the historical daily closing prices to understand underlying trends, seasonal components, and residuals. We're going to do feature engineering, which is basically using metrics like rolling averages, historic volatility, and recent price change rates to create futures that capture the stock's behavior. Then we're going to do time series forecasting, and we're going to be using machine learning models or time series forecasting methods. But in this example, we're going to use machine learning models to predict future prices based on these features. And then lastly, event prediction. We're going to use all of this to specify days in the future where a significant price increase is predicted to occur. Not financial advice. So this is the seasonal decomposition of daily closing prices result that came in. Now what this is, number 1 here, this is the original time series of the daily closing prices. So this is the original time series. And obviously AMC's IPO wasn't until 2013. So ignore the price basically up until this point. This is the back testing model on this portion of the chart, spanning from 24 to 2013. So as far as actualized data, you're going to be looking right about here in the middle section. Number 2 is the trend. It represents the underlying trend in the data. It shows the general direction in which the stock price is moving over time. Number 3 is seasonal. This is the component that captures the seasonal fluctuations in the stock price. We've plotted 1 year of seasonal data for better visibility. So this is 1 year spanning over the course of time. So you have 2003 to 2005-03. And then lastly, you have the residual, which is the error term that captures the fluctuations not explained by the trend or seasonality. With this understanding, we can now proceed to the next steps, which is going to be feature engineering, which creates features that encapsulates the stock's behavior, including recent trends, historical volatility, and other metrics. Time series forecasting, we're going to do this to use the features that we create to predict future activity and identify potential dates for significant price increases. Let's proceed with this engineering to create these three things: historical volatility, moving average convergence divergence, or MACD, and RSI. Beep, bop, boop, boop, beep, bop. Look at that. It's all created. There's the code for it. And now we begin training using machine learning. And we're going to do this in 5 steps. We're going to prepare the data by splitting it into training and testing sets. We're going to train it by using a random forest model on the training data. We're going to evaluate it. We're going to evaluate the model, that is, on the test data. We're going to use the model to forecast future closing prices. And then lastly, we're going to identify specific future dates where a significant price increase is predicted. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop. That's the code for it. And last but not least, the results. So after training the model, very briefly, we have a prediction for 9/12, which is pretty close to the short settlement window, so it makes sense, but it's predicting 17.8. Obviously, this is not financial advice. This is just to show you that you can predict prices mathematically using statistics, historical data, and a little bit of machine learning. But yeah, anyways, hope you found this interesting. This is the model's output for this month. Let's see what happens.